Let's see. We need to stop normalizing indifference in our society. Nowadays, we are very willing to genuinely believe that a person can have feelings for us, but also show indifference, when these are realities that cannot coexist. In other words, it's not like that. The person who truly likes you, the person who truly cares about you, that person wants to know about you, is happy to be in touch, doesn't forget to reply to your message, doesn't miss the chance to be with you, doesn't miss the opportunity. In other words, no. It's not possible for someone to have a deep feeling for us but be quite indifferent. No. They're not playing hard to get, no, I mean. There would have to be a more significant reason, and usually we don't like the reasons because if this person is doing it deliberately, they are doing it to manipulate us, and this would be very bad, especially if we are dealing with certain profiles about which, thankfully, there is a lot of information available today. I think they are narcissistic. Well, if it's not, there are two options here. Either they're narcissistic, or they don't care about you. And in either scenario, don't stay. We waste too much energy, really. We waste too much time trying to understand the other person's motives, when we really need to realize that the reasons why that person acts the way they do don't matter. They are acting the way they are acting. That is to say, the part that concerns me is what you show me. So, unless there is a major reason why you can't show me what you feel, obviously your actions already speak for you. Not you then. I really have to stop being so willing to believe that there is something beyond what this person thinks about you. That is to say, it truly is an exercise in reflection. And remember all the times in your life when a person has motivated you. It's not even about being in love anymore. Let's bring this down to earth. Let's really face the harsh reality as it is, and how many times we don't want to see it. Let's set aside being deeply in love with someone. Let's focus on the times when a person has attracted you a lot. You like them, or even started to like them quite a bit. You have made an effort for. That is to say, someone you really like wrote to you, and you get excited and make an effort to start a conversation. And you make an effort to start a conversation the next day. You make an effort to keep it going. You want to encourage it. If you see there are opportunities, excuses to meet up, of course, even if you have to cancel other plans, you do it. That is to say, think about it. Have you ever in your life, let me put it this way, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you really like someone or had strong feelings for someone? Or you were on the way to falling in love or simply had a strong attraction and you approached it with passivity and reluctance? That is to say, you've said, well, yes, I feel it, but I don't do anything. And when this person does something, well, sometimes I react well and other times I don't. Sometimes, yes, I go along with it a bit, but no. Has this ever happened to you? It has never happened to me in my life, truly. And moreover, I don't know anyone in my close circle, neither friends nor people I have advised who. In the face of the motivation that comes from experiencing something for someone that is pleasurable, that is, when I like someone, having an interaction with that person, whether virtually or in person, it gives me pleasure. That's how it is. It gives us pleasure. So why in my right mind wouldn't I want to? And why would I take a passive attitude, being indifferent? That it isn't known? No. It's that this person is playing mysterious, doesn't really want their... Until when? Until when? If from your side it's being seen. I mean, it's another thing if this person doesn't see interest from your side and fears, right? I mean, a very introverted person, a very shy person, right? And fears rejection. Or wants to, but doesn't dare because of that. Because it's like, well, I don't know if there's water in the pool. Let's see if I'm going to drown. That can happen. But you, a person who is showing them, a person who has even laid your cards on the table a bit, a person who has actively pursued them, Why in their right mind would this person have to live this situation from lethargy, from that I never give, I simply allow you to give me. And on top of that, of the times you give me, there are times that I accept and receive and other times I don't. That person who is like that, in any case, and putting ourselves in the most favorable scenario, is a person to whom you might be slightly amusing and they might say, well, okay, then. When I'm bored, or when I have nothing better to do, or when I want a little boost to my self-esteem, I let myself be loved. But that is very far off. They are very far from that idea you sometimes have in your mind of believing that there is indeed a possibility that this person is making you feel indifferent. That is to say, Amanda has left my message on read, or I have reached out to her 3 times and she hasn't reached out to me. And we believe that it's because she doesn't know how, that she has the option. I mean, she fully has the option to give you her attention. The thing is, she's not interested. She doesn't feel like it, it doesn't come from her, because she doesn't have the feeling, because she lacks the motivation. And you waste a lot of energy and a lot of time trying to understand, right? Why? Why 2 days ago we had a conversation and she was friendly? Why does she contact me occasionally? Because occasionally she gets bored. Maybe she's sitting on the toilet, as sad as she is, and she's bored. And I've already seen all my news. Oh, well, I'm going to comment on this photo to Pepito, to Julita, and you see in that action, from your romantic tint, you give it weight, you give it undue importance. It's like, look, she's showing me here, right? And then in your mind, the idea coexists that this person can appear very indifferent to you in the end, but nevertheless, internally, they harbor a strong feeling which they do not allow themselves to demonstrate freely. Think about one thing. If there's an engine that cannot be stopped, it's the one of feelings. I mean, there are people who have risked their lives for love. There are people who have had to go to the other side of the world for love. There are people who have turned their lives upside down for love and have even left the family for love. That is to say, people go all out for love. People do everything for love. And you really question that a person who has total and free access, because you have already shown them that you are willing, often taking the initiative, reacting very well when you've had news, that person who only has to, perhaps to see you or to know how you are, to stay in touch, to feel close to you or have an interaction with, all they have to do is simply and easily just pick up their mobile device or smartphone and send you a message, which is free, which doesn't cost them money, which they know you will receive well, and they don't do it. And maybe they let days pass and don't do it, or weeks and don't do it. They just don't feel like it. They don't feel like it. They don't feel like it. And one day, just because they feel like it, because they get a whim, well, maybe they say to you, hey, what are you doing? And you get excited thinking this person has surely been missing me just like I've missed them. I knew it was early. See, I knew they would end up contacting me. I knew that if you don't matter to them, you don't matter at all. Because they have shown you all this time that even having the option, they haven't done it. And the only thing they're doing today is killing time. And I'm sorry to be so harsh. And today you even have the right to be upset with me because I think I might be going a bit too far. But you know that from time to time I release one of these cold shower videos that we need, because the problem is that while you cling to the idea that their indifference and feelings can coexist within them, you're missing opportunities. You're investing in a story that has a high chance of leading you nowhere, or rather, it's not going to lead you anywhere, and you're depriving yourself of the opportunity to focus on your own things, that time you spend believing or seeing. You could be dedicating it to improving your life in many aspects, and especially in many cases, as you go with the feeling inside, and you cling to that and believe you have something, right? Because that damn simple message that took the person minimal effort might sustain you for a long time. It's a hope feeder, isn't it? For a long time, you have that mental argument to cling to believe that maybe something is going to happen here, right? And for a long time again, you have your heart occupied and you miss the opportunity to open up to the world, to listen, to see around you, to meet someone who might come with the best intentions, someone who looks at you and is moved inside, someone who is longing. Just to write to you, to wake up in the mornings longing for you, to plan a date for the weekend, to shower you with kisses and make love to you. And there you are, not giving that opportunity, because it turns out that on the 25th of last month, Pepito or Julita said something to you, and on the 3rd of the next month made a certain move. And just when you were about to forget them, that person felt it. And all that feeling that it carries within its lethargy and passivity was unleashed with that minimal effort. Forget it. Let it go already. Let them stay with their minimal efforts, with their minimal maintenance actions. Don't allow them to leave you in that illusory feeling, because they're making you play the fool. So don't waste any more time trying to find 100,000 plausible reasons why a person, despite feeling, despite liking you, despite being attracted to you, is not doing anything to make this lead to anything and face reality. The person is not doing anything because they feel nothing. Because the most they feel is that minimum, which is of no use to you and doesn't justify you, holding a space for them in your heart, in your mind, and in your daily life. If they are not present in your daily life, if they have the option to be present in your daily life and don't take it, move on. Truly. Well, I warned you. It was one of the honest ones. It was tougher than I expected. I don't script my videos. I don't plan them. I convey to you what I feel, what I need to convey to you. And sometimes it flows smoothly, and sometimes I feel like I need to offer you a bit more emotional support. And other times, well, I also have videos like this one that are meant for certain people to react, because I don't want anyone to play with you or for you to fall into a trap of illusion yourself. With small hints of attention, seeing where there is none, and in the end, holding on and not understanding and suffering, when sometimes it's preferable to suffer once from a blow of clarity, which is painful. But once you turn back and say, I did it, well, of course it's over. I won't waste my time anymore, and give yourself the chance to experience something worthwhile, something that brings you value, something that makes you feel incredible again. Well, don't hate me too much. I hope this video is useful to you, that you liked it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, of course, I invite you to do so. To hit the bell, because I would love for us to see each other again very soon. Until then, I send you a kiss, a big one.